Back here.
I'm gonna call the meeting to order of the MSD Advisory Board, Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from February 24th meeting. I think they were sent out in our original email, so just trying to make sure that if you had a chance to take a look at them. I do not believe they are in this packet. But I know we will need a motion to approve the minutes and then a second to move forward.
Motion to approve.
Okay, thank you, Slade.
I second that motion.
All right, thank you, Michael. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All who oppose, likewise. All right, we will move on. Second order of business is to review and vote on the contest winner of the downtown logo contest. So I will turn that over briefly to Sean.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman Bryan, and thank y'all for coming aboard. We'll give everybody a chance to get up to speed. As you know, the town sent out 2 years ago for a logo contest that was asked by the MSD. No one sent anything back. We put it on our Facebook page. We put it all around town. We got no submissions. So Maria Bukiite, the wife of Amada Bukiite from Bukiite's business behind us over there, E-Bargains, she came by the town hall and saw the sign and said, being she was a professor at NC Wesleyan University, this would be a good project for her students to gain some extra credit in her class throughout the spring season. So Maria was able to get students to get involved. We got the message back on Facebook, and some students in Western Carolina saw it. So we got the submissions and we told the deadline. So if the board would like to, we'll go through all of them and we can have some discussion and see what our next steps need to be. And this logo will be the logo that you would see when we finally pick one. We're going to start our own Facebook page. The MSD Downtown will select the town of Nashville has a Facebook page. We'll start an MSD Facebook page, and we'll be able to collaborate with business owners in the MSD where they can tag our page if they're having any type of sales or promotions, so it shows on that feed. And it's going to be our way to communicate also that we're having meetings, what's going on with ribbon cutters in the MSD, if there's something going on at your business or at the junction, something going on in Nash Arts, we'll be able to do all of that. So the first one in your packet was submitted by, please forgive me if I say the name wrong, Elijah Gabata King out of NC Wesleyan College. And it is the Nashville with the Blooming Festival with 2 food trucks, one with a food truck and one with the root beer mugs, what we're going to say behind it. Also with some flowers, and that was student at Wesleyan. On the second page, it was submitted by Zacchaeus Benson out of North Carolina Wesleyan. It is a carnival with the downtown scheme. It also has the flowers on it. The third one was submitted by Ivana Torres out of Wesleyan, the original downtown Nashville. She kind of took our slogan of the original Nashville and incorporated her own downtown schematic. The fourth one was submitted by Xavier Barnes from NC Wesleyan. It is Nashville, North Carolina. It has guitar, cotton, barn, the courthouse, water tower with Nashville on it, a baseball field and field lights and birds. The next one was submitted by Jacob Westermark out of NC Wesleyan. The heart of Nash County, Nashville, has a patriotic theme, hometown pride, and welcoming. Our next one was submitted by Elijah Wood out of Western Carolina. Downtown Nashville incorporated a downtown scheme, a water tower, and an egg, kind of incorporating the Braswell Milling with it. The next one was submitted by Elijah Wood out of Western Carolina again. Downtown scheme, I think on this, the only thing different was it had the original on the water tower, and I think a different, no egg. Fourth one, same thing, it just had a different font of the water tower with the original now in blue. And same thing with this one, different font with the original now in different color. And same thing with last one with a different font with that one. Our next one is Tamisha Newell. She took the scheme of downtown and made her own logo. Town of Nashville, you have Providence Bank, Faith Christian Ministries, the Vino Market, you have the Market Exchange, Jody's, one of these days, and also people walking like they're coming from the courthouse. Our next one was submitted by Cecilia Renaya, downtown MSD, Nashville, North Carolina. Just a streetscape of what you would see if you were looking at one of these ones, I call it a streetscape in Charlotte style. And the last one submitted by Liza Wood again, Nashville NC, welcome to downtown. The same streetscape, more with flowers to kind of incorporate the Blooming Festival. So those were the submissions that were submitted to the town, and I guess we will talk with the board and see which way the board feels like going. And all of this was submitted by either high school students, National Community College students, North Carolina Western students. The goal was not to try to use somebody that's either a professional graphic artist. It was to try to use a student in college or a student in high school getting ready to go to college to help them build their portfolio. Because majority of them, when they graduate from college, they're going to be looking at jobs and they're going to have to show with internships or other stuff they've done throughout those 4 years in college to build your portfolio. So we were hoping to find a student that could give us a nice logo, help them get something in their portfolio so they apply for the job. They can say, well, I created the logo for downtown Nashville and I won the contest. So I will now, Mr. Vice Chairman, if you don't mind, yield back to you, sir, for the board to have some deliberation and discussion on the ones that were submitted.
Okay, thank you, Sean.
And this mic is not.
Does anyone have any opinions right off the bat? Okay.
I had an opportunity to look at them online, and this was just my opinion. If I had to vote, I would vote for Tamisha Newell's submission because it sort of represents actually what downtown Nashville looks like. That's just my comment.
I was second that opinion. I think also for the record, I'd just like to thank everyone who put in a submission. Obviously, it's great that we're helping students here. I also agree that.
Slade, I can't hear you at all.
Hey, y'all speak though, we gotta get the mics going here.
Okay, test.
I don't think it's on.
Yeah, let's do
Yes, I'm
that.
sorry.
Test. Can you hear me?
No.
He's got to turn it on first.
It's on, Randy, but nothing's working. It's been on.
Yeah.
Okay. I can just go walk down there and answer.
That one doesn't work either.
Just be
Bring
louder.
your chair over.
Okay, I'll try to be louder for 10 minutes. So, I think firstly, it's important to say directly to these students, thank you so much for your submissions. It's greatly appreciated. I think it's great that we're doing this to help these students. Secondarily, I would like to second what was said a moment ago about Tamisha Newell's submission. To me, this looks the most like what people would think of when they think about downtown Nashville.
Is there anything quick we can try and do?
Those are all the comments I have.
I have a comment. I also agree with thanking students as well for their submissions and everything. I do like the one that we're discussing with Ms. Newell. My concern with it is that I would like to see a piece that has mention of our name so that we're not being made to feel like that it's part of the logo for the entire city. It would be recognizing us. My other concern with it is that recognizing the shops, we're liable to get somebody that's going to be upset because we missed them and they're not represented in it. My personal choice for it is the one that Cecilia, the very next one that was the skyline. I think that a downtown depiction of the skyline of downtown without representation of the names might be better for businesses. And then downtown MSD is already on this one, so it does as well. I think that it represents Nashville. Of the submissions, I think so far as my personal opinion, I think that would be a good one to consider.
I think what could be interesting, I think my only thing with the Cecilia's submission is like, obviously it would have to be modified to the R style.
Absolutely.
But that's my only comment.
So I really like the Elijah Woodard submission. I know there were several, but the one I'm referring to is there was a navy background and a black background. They both look like just kind of like the navy. This one's a little pixelated looking, but maybe it's truly not in person. I don't know. Of course, the buildings are not our own, but I do like that it has the original on the water tower. That's a nice little added touch. And it does include downtown at the top. I just feel like this is a crisp and clean logo that could be utilized everywhere, and it's not again selecting businesses. So it's a little safer in that aspect, but I do think it's a nice look to it, and I like the color of the diversity.
I agree with you because the one with Cecilia, that's nice, but when I think of a logo, what is gonna draw my attention to it is some color. The color is what's gonna draw my attention to a logo, other than just, a draw.
I agree with you with regards to the one that has the original in it. I'm just thinking back to when we did the presentation with ECU around our new branding and us identifying a unified voice. And we were inclusive of the downtown area and deliberating what that new logo and new energy and new vibe would be. And this has more of that lush look in it, which we were really serious about. In that meaning that we wanted to show the greenery, the walkways and all that stuff. So how can we make this logo speak to what we're gonna do with that project as well? And I agree with you that it should show some recognition to the MSD board, but also just separate us out since we're gonna do another Facebook page. We wanna be able to differentiate which committee or which, board is looking at what issues are going on in downtown surrounding areas for businesses. So I agree with you for that point. So,
Sean, didn't we get a logo from the ECU folks for MSD?
If we did, Bill, I'll have to go back through that thing that we did with the ECU people to see where it was at. I had to go back and review everything on it.
I can't remember what, but I'm pretty sure it was one of them.
I just know when we started this 2 years ago to create our own logo because we didn't want to adopt that logo as our logo, then that was the town's identity. We did the contest and didn't hardly get a good fair amount of participation. And then Maria Bukiai really offered some extra credit. I think some other teachers must have saw it out there on Facebook and said, if you submit it, we'll give you some points. And that's how it got going.
Did they have parameters?
Sir?
Were they given parameters?
No, we just told them, use your creative juices and think of what you think. When I gave them an idea of it's downtown, Nashville, North Carolina, think of what you think of when you do downtown Nashville. I didn't want to kind of put a box of men. I wanted them to be able to use some of their creative juices and use some of that learning that they're learning those graphic design classes and stuff to figure something out.
Any other discussion?
I think so far, what it sounds like is that we have a few that have elements we want to learn from, but not one that encapsulates everything. So what may make sense is we want to prepare for the students and designate a winner for this a competition. So I think perhaps we designate a winner. And after this process is done, now we have a lot more information about what we want to do. does the contest say anything specifically about the winner having to be, this may be an odd question,
Go ahead.
but does it say anything about this contest winner having to be the logo?
No, it just said that this will be our logo for the MSD, and if we do pick a winner, let's say we pick, I'm just gonna go first one, Zacchaeus Vince, let's say that one wins. If you wanna incorporate and tell Zacchaeus, we like this, but could you incorporate a little bit more? Or if you wanna narrow it down to maybe 2 people or 3, and then we just email those 3, say you 3 were selected with your logo. Now can you give us a final selection of a masterpiece of everything? This is what the MSD would look for. Then at least then we would know that we could have a runoff competition where we know the top 3 that you like, have them create either what they got or either add more to it or with detail of what you guys want.
I think that's.
I don't think, and I think if we did it that way, it would not hurt nobody's feelings.
Yeah.
Being these are college students, it would just say you 3 were selected. We really like your logo, but this is kind of where we wanna, for your final submission, take this and now let's take the step. We want to see more of this in it and let them give them a month to create something and then bring it back to you guys
I
possibly.
think the board needs to give them parameters.
Yeah, that's what we'll say. We'll get them parameters on it.
Yeah, I mean, but so far from what it sounds like, Elijah Woodard's submission is one. The Tamisha Newell is another.
Okay.
And then whether or not the skyline comes a third as just a, you know, we have color, we have an actual streetscape
Right.
that's very similar, which looks like one of our streetscapes from one of our master plans, to be honest. And then we have just the skyline.
Right.
Okay, and you know, obviously parameter wise, if we're going to do something that has a streetscape, I want it to represent what the street looks like. Okay, so, and not just a portion of the street. You know, I do think the one from Tamisha unfortunately does only target 4 or 5 businesses instead of looking down the road and capturing everything. Whereas the one Elijah did captures both sides of the road, even though it's not necessarily accurate on both sides.
Right, that's what you
It does
said.
capture.
So, I suppose what we need to, well, firstly, we need to actually vote on,
Yeah.
on which ones we believe on the competition moved around to.
Okay.
But I think the other thing is, do we want to have individual critiques? Or do we want to have, here are, you know, 4 or 5 things that we really want all of these to do?
Yeah, and I think that is exactly what we need to do. So, the only way I know to do it is basically I mark as we've been talking, okay? And I went through and said like, this is number 1.
Okay, Brian, let me see your copy also.
Yeah.
So that we all be on the same.
That's what I want you to do. I've been just kind of marking them.
Thank you, sir.
It's
Yeah,
got
it's slight
the blue in the
difference.
background.
Very slight. One might be white.
That-
Yeah, with the.
All right, now we.
Check, check.
There we go.
Number 2,
You got it, yes, sir. Thank you.
and then number 3 was the streetscape.
Okay, that's
This is the one that's got the original
Right.
right here. The one with the blue that you were talking about, because to me it's more vibrant for national. And it also takes into our account of our blue that we actually use for town national. Number 2, straight up streetscape. And then the skyline.
Okay.
But then that way we can develop the parameters as to what do we want to see. Because again, I don't mind streetscapes or even just skylines, but color does pop. Okay. So if you had a skyline that actually just had block color underneath it, would be fine too, because that's going to pop to the eye. It's going to catch your attention. So I do think color needs to be in it. I think that's
Are we
a
gonna consider the part about complementing the other logo to have the same, or this is gonna be a standalone?
It's going to be a standalone. Okay. The whole point we did this is we didn't want to, because Nash County and Nashville both use some of the same items, and we were trying not to have a third one. It used the same, so.
Now that we hear about that, it's great. What are the parameters? Do we want to go ahead and start working on those? Of what you guys would like to see in it? So when I send the email out tomorrow, I can tell them, we picked your selection, but now let's see if you can incorporate this thing with it also.
Yeah. One, we said it need to have vibrant color.
Yeah, I catch.
And I do like the fact that it needs to incorporate downtown. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to say MSD, because nobody knows what that is.
Of course, MSD is bigger than downtown.
It is. Well, if you look at our actual MSD, none of these would ever fit. So it makes it very difficult. But when people think of Nashville, they do think of the Main Street. They think of Washington Street.
Yes.
No offense to us on Barnes. I take no offense at all. But we do know that that's what they think of.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like they don't think about the people down there at Zaxby's, and even though they're also
Part of MSD, that's
part
right.
of MSD. So that's kind of what my thought from that standpoint. So, you know, do you guys want a mirrored streetscape?
Well, personally, I would not make any changes to this one, but I'm fine. I
Okay.
know it's very good, because I do like, kind of in a sense that it is generic, because it's not leaving anybody out
Correct.
in any direction.
Yeah, it's not leaving anyone. I mean, and that was the thing I leaned towards when I was looking at it.
Garrett,
So,
can you slide your bike close to you?
Oh, sorry. yes.
It's all right. Thank you.
so on that note, what we could potentially do is take a linear streetscape and simply have no signage. Let it be the real, actual streetscape. The buildings won't change. Even if the different businesses leave, different entities come in their place, those actual buildings, the actual skyline is very likely to stay the same.
But I think we can't encapsulate all of the buildings in the district.
I don't think, unfortunately, I'm not sure that's going to be possible, once again,
Right.
because of how large, you know.
That's why I was saying this generic may be a better option, because you're not leaving anybody out.
But when you see the generic, you don't see
Right, I don't think it says anything about the town of Nashville, unfortunately. I think we have to pick something that actually shows, you know, when you look at the logo, it says, oh, that's Nashville, you know, versus some other generic small town.
And that's where I like the streetscape portion. But again, I'm kind of like you. If you don't necessarily have all the names, people still know the buildings.
Could you do that and take ask the person to take the names out? And then you wouldn't feel like anyone was left out?
Yeah, I think it's part of parameters have no signage.
possibly the courthouse. But
Yeah.
you put the courthouse
That is a
on.
good option. We could ask Elijah, could he do the actual streets?
Which you probably can.
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, I'm certain he could go on Google and get a picture of it and then take it, throw it right into,
Yep, I think so.
without too much difficulty. Because outside of that, I mean, I really don't have too many other things that I would want to box them in.
So what I have is Elijah, Tanisha, Cecilia, and the parameters we're gonna put on is vibrant colors, eye-catching, needs to incorporate downtown Nashville linear streetscape with no signage,
Yeah.
except the courthouse if they get that in.
Possibly, but I wouldn't put the parameters, but if that was on there, I would.
Right, if,
I wouldn't make it.
and do you want them to keep the three original that they submitted and just expound upon those three, or start over from scratch?
Oh, no.
Keep those three and just
I think so.
I think they can just alter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
alter what they got, that's no problem.
And also, I think that we also had mentioned actually having the other submissions mention downtown specifically.
Yeah.
Because I think currently only the one does.
Right. Well, to the actual
Oh, excuse
Skyline
me, that's
does.
correct. Yeah.
So 2 of the 3, but
Yeah.
the other one just says Town of Nashville. We want to make sure it says
Downtown.
downtown.
Downtown Nashville, or just downtown? Downtown?
I mean, I have no problem with the downtown and even saying Nashville somewhere else, just like it's in this one. Even just like in Cecilia, Tamisha's, it just says Nashville, but if she had downtown and you had Nashville somewhere else in it, not just running across the top, because then it does incorporate what we're trying to accomplish, to let people know we are talking about the downtown. Is everyone in agreement with that?
So I have a question, we're including facilities, right?
Yes.
So on the word downtown, is it on purpose to have the little squiggly lines down there?
It's like a reverse of a skyline.
Kind of like the old, what's the TV show? Not Seinfeld. I think Seinfeld did their thing. I think
Something
the TV
where it
show
drift.
did- I hate Drift did their thing, but they had it was doing skyscraper.
Here it is.
Not Seinfeld, it was Frasier that did it. It was Frasier. I was gonna think of it, but it was Frasier that did that same logo style.
So, with those parameters, I need to have someone make a motion that we adopt those parameters, and then a second, and then that way we can move forward. Is that what you're looking for, Sean?
Yes, sir. Those parameters and the 3 that you want me to email
Okay.
that they need to work on.
So, do we have a motion on the floor?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay.
I second that motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passed.
And Mr. Vice Chairman, before I send this out, those 3 tomorrow afternoon, I will send it to the board tomorrow morning, or either this evening when I get in tonight, for you guys to review over to make sure we capture all the parameters. So that
Okay.
when we send it to them, they know exactly what we're looking for, so when they get started, they'll have to keep stopping to start.
That'll work.
Thank you.
All right. Of course, next item of business is recommendations for upcoming work session meetings at Trash to Treasures.
Board, we gotta find a day. We're gonna have a work session. If we could check our April calendars to see what day works best for us to do a work session at Treasure Treasure. Mr. Acott has nicely stood the honor of hosting us this round to do a work session at his business. So we'll be going over there, doing a work session, just thinking about some ideas that we wanna work on this year and goals that we wanna accomplish as the MSD to make recommendations. So I know everybody has a very busy schedule. Are there any dates that you can think of that don't work?
Sean, would the meeting be AM or PM?
I like PM, but if we need to do it during work time, that works out even better for me and Thomasinko. We will be present. That works. So however it works for the board, we can do morning, afternoons, or in the evening, whatever works best for you guys.
On my side, I can open up any time slot we need to, aside from the weekend of the 18th of April. Outside of that, I should be able to make anything work.
Yeah, I was looking that week, either the 14th, 16th. somewhere around there.
Please, for something.
And Garrett, would store,
Okay.
would be better for you morning or after 5?
Oh, no, I'm good anytime.
Okay.
Morning is actually probably better.
I would like a morning myself. I mean, I
Okay.
think if we could come in even just before, I don't know, you open at 10, 9? Okay.
So if we want to do a morning,
Yes.
Monday or Tuesday would be great because the store's closed. We can take our time and it could be a morning meeting if you wanted that.
Tuesdays would work better for me because the weekends throw everything off for me when I come in on Monday morning, so I just don't know what I'm walking into. Tuesdays I can always plan a little bit easier around. So,
Ms. Hart, how does mornings look for you, Ms. Hart?
Oh, mornings or afternoons
Are
fine
you
for
good?
me.
That time you good mornings?
Yes.
Okay.
all right.
So you said the 14th?
14. Yeah, right now I have 0. So that's a date that I was thinking that puts us 1 week out from our other meeting, which may give us the time to, discuss some stuff together, bring up some things when we're.
Let me check the 14th on the towns end to make sure Bill Thompson don't have meeting already booked on that day.
We got a meeting
Oh,
15.
you ain't got one.
14.
So I have the 28th as our meeting, so is our meeting earlier than that?
No, it's the 28th.
Okay.
Yeah, but that gives us time.
No, I'm there.
So if we come up with
I go
anything, we
out
can present it back to Sean and he put it together for us for the meeting.
14th is free for me and Thomasine,
Okay.
if that works for the board.
Works for me. And I'm fine if we want to try and do it around 9 in the morning.
I was actually thinking 9 o'clock myself.
Run from 9 to, 10 or 10:30, something. Still try to focus on being respectful of time. But come in with a focus on what we want to, maybe the top 5 things that we think need to be addressed first. Okay, make your list. And then that way we have items to discuss.
So 14th.
The 14th. At 9. Mhm.
I may be a few minutes late for school drop-off.
Yeah, not a problem.
And we will send out an email and a reminder of this for the board.
Okay. All right. And is there any other business that anyone needs to discuss?
One question for the board.
Yes, sir.
I know that most students right now are probably getting ready to go into midterms. Do you want to give them to April 28th or to the May meeting? I know the May meeting, by that time, they've already gone home, because majority of most students leave college around that first week of May, last week of April. Do you want me to give them till the end of the May, till our May meeting to have everything submitted, so we don't interfere during their midterm and they're studying their finals?
I believe that'll work.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll have no issue with that.
I have no issue with it.
all right. That's it for me, Mr. Chairman. Thanks, sir.
All right. And if there's no other business to discuss, then I will adjourn the meeting.